Tim,
Yes.
what's your topic? You're not dead.
I'm not dead. So this week, a lot of people are going back to school.
Oh, yes.
This holds a very special place in my heart because at one point I had to go back to school.
I had a school to go back to.
And that was always a really big time in my life, as I'm sure it is for many of you. There's a lot of thinking that went into it. For me, it was all about the strategizing, which classes am I going to take to make my schedule easiest? What am I going to wear the first day of school? More importantly, what am I going to wear the second day of school? Because all the chumps wear the new stuff on the first day. You're supposed to wear it on the second day. When I get in, where's the hot girl sitting so I can sit diagonally behind her? Because the chump sits behind her or next to her. You want to sit diagonally behind because then you can get the full scope of what's going on.
Yeah, what does the diagonal offer you?
You get you get to see the front and the back.
Oh, you're just looking at her. You're not trying to share a pencil or talk
You're just
to
being
her.
creepy.
No,
You're
but you also, but you're in, you don't feel the situation. She might be crazy.
Diagonal space is never getting any talking. You're not getting. Hey, do you have a mechanical pencil?
Oh, you don't understand how much
the
0.5
diagonal
lead I've borrowed diagonally.
Oh, I thought you got put on a terrorism watch list by saying that. But no, the diagonal look back is worth 1,000 times more than the horizontal or vertical.
Than the accidental.
Sure.
But if you get one of those, it's just okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
In.
Also, that's
in with her.
Oh,
there's a chance this is happening.
Okay. Ian, gotcha.
No,
where'd you grow up with so many chumps?
What's up?
You grew up in a place with a lot of chumps.
I did.
You grew up in San Francisco.
One of my favorite stories that I might have actually said on the show many times. One of my best friends, Alfredo Diaz. I met him via this whole predicament.
The scheme.
Where I look over and I'm like, okay, cool. I see who's sitting to the left. I see who's sitting behind. Who's the other diagonal? Oh, it's this guy. That's my competition. We're both doing this. And we both looked at each other. And I could tell he looked at me. He's like, that's my competition. And that is a true story. And we competed. And then I don't really know.
You started the Chump Busters Club.
Yeah.
That's where you're busting chumps.
Busting chumps left and right.
Busting chumps makes them feel good.
What?
Yeah.
In a world where chumps are busted.
Every little thing she does is Alfredo Diaz, Tim Gettys, Chump Busters.
My favorite thing with that is just that every little thing she does is magic song.
It's the only song our production company can afford. So every montage for our trailer has to be put together.
That's probably a really expensive song, so we're not going to afford other songs.
That's why.
Isn't that the Police?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we blew our wad on that. All right. That's where all the money went.
Yeah.
That's where all the
Sting
angel
bucks.
investment.
And
money
introducing Greg Miller
went. As Rosie O'Donnell.
Chump number 1.
Yeah.
So see, it's interesting. None of those are my.
Nope.
When I think of school at all.
Really?
Yeah.
That was so important to me.
And I have two giant, so I have two things. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about college and missing college. But, thinking back to where you are, junior high, grade school, all that, that's all one school for me, of course. And I wore uniforms. So when I think of going back to school, I always remember that super depressing August day of having to go to Rumpelstiltskins, or whatever the hell it was called. It was Rumpelstiltskin, I think, is what it was called. To get my uniforms. These, stupid cardboard, powder blue shirts and then navy blue pants that you bought, and they had such a distinct smell. I remember these school uniforms you'd wear, and everyone is in there buying the exact same thing because it's a racket. You're all paying the money to Dennis uniforms or whatever to get these goddamn
Dennis uniforms. I remember that.
Yeah, they have the the pleats in them and
That's
whatever.
so funny, dude. I haven't thought about that in a long time.
I remember that sucked, and then you go into school one day to find out what classes you were into, and I mean when I say classes, I mean what room you were in. It wasn't even I forget anymore. It's been so long how grades K through 8 worked, but it was you went in and you figured out basically what homeroom I guess you're in.
Sure.
Yeah. But then you all just got shuffled around together to different classrooms.
That's exactly what. Yeah, that's what it was.
Exactly.
Oh, God,
so you go there exactly. You go there and you see the list of who you're with that year. If you're with your friends or whatever, there's 2 teachers for every grade to break it up into classes, and then you'd buy all your books and stuff. And I remember the big deal was always getting the assignment notebook for the year and getting the new pencil case. That was always the dopest thing because the new pencil case was infinite possibilities. You get the St. Petronile pencil case. It was blue with the white writing on it, and then you'd spend the next year writing things on it and doodling and doing all these different things to it. And same with the assignment
Ghostbusters
notebook.
logos on it.
Of course, a lot of Superman logos, a lot of Superman logos,
Sure.
Batman.
Like that one S
Hot
thing,
dogs.
the Stussy thing.
Oh, the S thing?
Was that Stussy? Was that what that was?
I don't think it was
forgot about
Stussy.
It was not Stussy.
No, I think it was just an S.
It was just a weird S.
People,
that's-
people
I have
enjoy.
no idea what you're talking
people
about.
Where you do the lines?
Like the S sort of
and you connect
diamond.
it?
Oh, okay, yeah.
See, you reminded me of syllabi.
Oh, syllabus.
Yeah. Those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That, to me, that is the most challenging thing about school. You get that. That's the real test. How can you look? What's the minimum amount of work I can do to get an A? That first day, you get that paper, and you're just like, okay, I can miss 3 days.
See, I mean, like everything you're saying is so
this many times.
Is so foreign to me because that was college, like, and that was a serious deal. Because in K through 12, you weren't missing days. You weren't late to class. You were once you're in the school, you're in the school.
Yeah.
We didn't get any passes to go off campus to go to lunch or anything. Or
so
anything
you're
like that.
from K to 12.
Yeah.
See, for me, K to 8, sure.
Yeah.
But high school?
Yeah, I went to St. Pat's for K through 8, and then I went 9, through 12 over at St. Francis. And that's when, like, it's a little bit different, but it's pretty much the same thing. Like, that was the first time ever where, I got a schedule, and I'm in this class during this period. What class are you? Like, it was the only time it was different. Otherwise, it was always the same. You're just whoever you're in with your homeroom, and you're in the rest of the day. Whereas now you're bouncing around doing all these different things.
Wow.
But there was never like, I have a free period here. I'm gonna go leave. Like you tell a study hall. You and your friend would go play basketball. Like that was never any.
I just had lunch with him the other day.
No way option.
And
for
just a quick aside to that, I saw my friend Charles that he and I were buddies. He graduated a year ahead of me in 2001, so I guess that's your year, right?
Yeah.
You graduated in 2001, and I graduated high school in 2002. But we went out to dinner, and him and I for 2 years had study hall together, and we would just leave school,
Yeah.
and like go play basketball or go like to Wendy's or whatever, and. We were talking, and he's like, I haven't seen you in 13 years.
Wow.
And I was like, what? And he's like, I haven't seen you since, because he knows my dad's a firefighter. He's like, I haven't seen you since before 9/11.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fucking insane. We're old. We're very old people. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Was it like falling back into the same groove, though? Was it like one of those bugs?
Oh, yeah, no,
like,
we snapped back into it.
That's
It was great to see him. But I was thinking about that, and I was like, holy shit, we're fucking old.
Well, see, that's the
Using numbers like 13 years is like, I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. Jumping from now, thinking of like when I'm buying folders and stuff at Walmart, to get ready for whatever, everything before college. Then to college now, it's kids are back on campus at Mizzou now, and so like they did the whole thing of like there's this whole thing when you're incoming freshman, you run through the columns for the big event they do or whatever, and then when you graduate, you walk through the other way, like going out into the world or whatever. And so
Very symbolic.
Exactly. Thinking through all that, I'm
see
like,
that.
oh man, that's awesome, blah blah. And then like they're hashtagging it like class of 18. And it's like, class of 18. Are you fucking kidding me? When they graduate, I'll have been gone for 13 years. It's like, holy shit. Are you like, that's insane to think about.
That's just made up
Because
numbers.
it feels so like yesterday. You know what I mean? And you were making fun of me for watching Glee yesterday, which is actually a movie called Pitch Perfect.
Oh my
Amazing.
God. That is the purest form of Glee, is Pitch Perfect. Yeah.
Did you like Pitch Perfect?
I love Pitch Perfect.
Thank you.
I
Okay.
think it's incredible.
I kept telling Colin he'd actually like it.
It's a legitimate.
Christine was getting mad at me because I
movie.
kept making fun of
She
her.
wasn't mad at
Yeah,
you.
she was like, shut up.
Well, I think she just wanted to listen to the movie. And that's the worst Christine.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut your mouth.
Sounds like it. That was pretty good.
But I'm watching them, and they're like having their like first like K or whatever the acapella. I don't even know whatever. They're drinking red cups after initiation. I was kind of explaining like, oh, that's kind of like when we were antlers and yada yada. I'm like, oh man, I kind of missed that. And I was like, what? I could never go back to that now. Like, I'm this 31-year-old drinking with all these kids. Like, nope, that's a experience in my life you could never have again. You know what I mean?
You? So you go back to Mizzou every once in a while.
Every once in a while,
for events, for weddings. Have you ever wandered into a house party, like a young house party? So I have.
Oh wow!
In the past year.
Oh my God!
I graduated from UW Milwaukee in Wisconsin. We went back and we were walking to a bar from a friend's house, and we heard this house party going on, and we were just sort of like, my buddy's the same age. Like I think he's 28. I'm 27. We're like, fuck it, let's go in. Let's see what's going on. That was the most surreal event ever. Do not do that. Everyone seems like children. I felt bad for everybody.
Yeah.
It was sort of terrifying. And I wanted to like coddle them. And I wanted to be like, well, no, I did this, but you shouldn't.
Yeah, of course.
And here's why.
It's a different world now.
Yeah,
Blah, blah, blah.
exactly.
The story I always tell is that last year after, I want to say the Mizzou Bowl game, I was drunk and coming home, and they won or whatever. And I'm tweeting about it, and like all the people on my feed who are Mizzou people are tweeting about it too, including the Antlers, who the group, the student group I was in or whatever. And I'm talking to one of them through direct message or whatever, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, let me know anytime you're selling merch. I want to make sure I get new merch." And blah blah. He's like, "Yeah, blah, blah. Anytime you're back, come tailgate, come do this." And I'm like, "Yeah, when's Caps tournament this year? When's Antler Fest?" And Caps tournament is the annual drinking event that's in memorial to this antler who passed away years and years and years ago. And it's this thing that's this huge event and blah blah. And I'm like, "Yeah, we'll come back and we'll play." And like this is going back. I'm like at Pete's at the bar, and I'm coming all the way back out here, and like I'm here, I'm brushing my teeth, still back and forth with these DMs, and I'm like, yeah, when's Antlerfest, which is like they're getting ready for Antlerfest now, right? It's like the first huge house party of the year. Everybody goes to it. It's this giant thing. And he's like this, and I'm like, oh, blah, blah. And I like slowly I'm sobering up while I'm brushing my teeth, and I like spit, and I walk out to Christy. I'm like, I'm stupid, right? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I can't go back to Mizzou and party with the Antlers. And she's like, no, you can. Can you imagine one photo of that of like the internet's Greg Miller? And I'm like holding an 18-year up for a keg stand, and like one of them goes for alcohol poisoning, and I'm like, and then it dawned on me that like when we were in school, Iowa State's coach was Larry Eustache. And this is, don't worry, the name doesn't matter. He got in trouble for when they came to Mizzou for a road game. He went out to a house party.
Sure.
In photos of him like drunk with Busch Light and like all these like 18-year-old girls surface. Not scandalous that he was with girls. Scandalous that he's drinking with underage people. Sure. And I'm like, I would be Larry Eustache. Like I almost didn't learn anything from watching a real adult go down in flames while I was there.
Yeah.
Of like, holy shit, I can't do that. You know what I mean? Like that was crazy to think about.
Yeah, it's humbling.
Yeah.
That being said, you should go do it.
I'm gonna go do it. Yeah, totally.
Fun.
I'll send somebody in before this a pillowcase.
Yeah.
Get all the phones, put them in there.
Yeah.
Then I'll come in, do my Pope wave, chug a beer.
Do my Pope wave.
John Paul II, just like the Pope would.
Just like JP2 would do that shit.
Oh, John Paul would have been fucking shotgunning beer.
Yeah.
He'd be drinking
He's
beer
a vodka
like a
man.
bitch.
Colin, what's going back to school mean to you? Shotgunning beers. Yeah.
It's a different time, different things for different times. I used to be terrifying when I was younger. I fucking hate like I did really well in school, but I just hated going. So I'd like try to crank through my video games and just be in complete denial for as long as possible. I played a lot of hockey when I was a kid, so I would be traveling a lot for that too. By the time I got to college, late in high school, we would hang out with my friends. We would just all get drunk and be like, well, we can't do this until the weekend now. It's like, okay. And then in college, I just never left after that first year. I went home, but after that, I just stayed in Boston. And so summer didn't really count then. Yeah. I don't really remember college that well because it was just
a blur.
A shit show.
Yep.
In a lot of ways. And a shit show I can't possibly replicate as a 29-year-old man. Like not even for reasons that you're saying, but for reasons that I just can't do that anymore. I don't know
your
how.
Body can't hold up?
Like I just like don't know. It wasn't like any crazier than a lot of other people, but it's just like, how do you drink that much?
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. Like this weekend we went out for Scott and Cindy's goodbye, and it was like when we went to this awesome brew pub. It was great. I'm having a great time. But yeah, like 4 beers in, Christine's like, "You want to go play Diablo?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm done."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Done.
Like, what am I gonna do?
It's like 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I know, right?
But then you went to sleep.
No,
you slept that day.
No, I didn't.
You did. You went to sleep.
Damn. Coward.
I
respected you so much for playing Diablo.
If I would have, no, I did. We did. We played it with Adam Boys. There's a stream that exists.
Yeah, but you woke up later. You got home.
Yeah,
and you went to bed.
Well, I don't think much sleeping was going
on. Oh shit!
All right, Colin.
These 4 beers deep.
Shut up!
Shut your mouth!
Up. I'm trying to watch Glee.
Marty.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like my K through 12 was sort of the normal. You know, I got less excited. I wasn't like looking for chumps. I don't know if just Madison, Wisconsin didn't have chumps.
I heard there's a lot of chumps. Yeah.
Madison's got chumps.
Yeah, Scott Walker. That fool's a chump.
All the people that tried to recall him, bunch of chumps.
He's called my mom a chump.
They lost. Your mom lost the recall election.
How do you do
hell of a chump?
And only chumps lose.
I was less about like the clothes game and like the situation game, more about I was like about the marker game, the color pencil game. I like my trapper keeper game.
I did love new supplies. New school supplies.
Absolutely.
Was awesome.
Man, getting to high school and getting like a 5-ring binder.
My
I'm
God.
a fucking adult.
Yeah.
5-ring.
The 5 subject notebooks?
Fuck.
Damn.
Like this is all I need. This notebook's gonna be everything.
Yeah.
Then by the end of the year, it's just awful, and I just have like dumb like tic-tac-toe games and shit, and like I drew a penis at some point.
Paul always tells a story of like mid sophomore year of high school. I was like, I'm done doing homework and taking books home. And I would just drop them. I didn't even bring a backpack anymore. I'm like, I'm not doing this.
No, so that's to me, college is the either the decline or the incline, if you will, of. It was me freshman year being so like I'm this film major. I'm going to be pretentious. I'm going to learn my craft. And then I realized I was just the worst ever. And sophomore year, I was like, well, I'll still do that, but I'll do some writing on the side. And junior year, I'm like, well, this is all the dumbest shit ever. None of this is ever going to help me in the rest of life, so I'm just going to enjoy it. And by senior year, I just never brought a backpack anywhere. And I was just like, well, I'm done. I guess I'll be a creative writing and film major and just get me the fuck out of this state forever. Forever. And so that happened.
And then you sung Shlemiel.
Shlamiaz! Shlamaza! Is that a Laverne and Shirley? Yeah.
Incorporated. We're gonna do it.
There's only a few shows that take place in Wisconsin. We gotta identify those.
Yeah.
Laverne and Shirley, not chumps.
No.
No,
Oh my
no,
God.
no,
shit.
no.
Laverne's no fucking chump.
Working class ladies trying
Yeah.
to get by.
You know who is a chump? Eric Foreman. That 70s show. That
yeah.
fool's a chump.
He's chompy.
Oh yeah, that takes place in Wisconsin.
Yeah, he was a chump.
Red, he ain't a chump.
Yeah.
No, Red
The
was
Fonz.
awesome.
Not a
Oh
chump.
my God.
We have a bronze statue of the Fonz in downtown Milwaukee, right along the riverfront.
The Fonz.
That is
the Fonz is the
baller.
best.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Yeah.
I used to just love watching Happy Days, and Fonz was like, first of all, Fonz was 15 years older than everyone in that show.
Yeah.
He looked like he was 35 years old.
He's the Nick Scarpino of that show.
and he was just such a character, man. Like there's no one like that.
Yeah.
You
No.
know, just banging on the fucking jukebox,
Hey!
meeting people in his office, which was the men's room. Greg,
Yeah.
stop it! I'm trying to watch Glee.
That was just an out of left field segue.
Until you said Glee, I thought that was like a weird
That's a Happy Days
quote on
reference.
it.
It's a Happy Days reference, don't you know? The Happy Days show
Fuck.
where
They jumped ahead and watched
where
Glee.
Richie and Potsy are trying to get into seeing Glee. You don't remember that episode?